Okay, by any chance, are you familiar with Detroit rapper Skilla Baby?
No.
Skilla Baby, definitely one of them dudes out in Detroit doing his thing. Shout to him. But he just was a victim of a drive-by shooting out there. Some dude pulled up at the size of his truck and let off something like 20 rounds.
Mm.
You know, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's hard being a public figure, man.
I know. Yeah.
It's like damn near open season, like especially if you're a rapper, but a public figure just in general.
Right.
But thank God he was treated, released from the hospital.
Oh, good deal then. Yeah. When you said 20 shots, I'm like, damn. Yeah.
Dude, Skilla went on, he crashed his truck. He was hit a couple of times. I think he was grazing the head, hitting the leg, hitting the hand, but he survived.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him. Speaking of that, do you know another rapper, the Whip It Nene kid, Sento?
No. Oh, you said
gotta
Whip It?
know him. I'm sure your son know him. Every kid know that song. That Whip It Nene song.
That Watch Me Whip thing. Yeah, Nene, I think I know. I think I've heard it. Yeah.
They play the song all the time, especially the kids know it. But anyway, he just got hit with 30 years.
Yeah.
30 joints. He killed his cousin in 2021.
Jeez. For what, money?
I don't know. He claimed insanity. He said he was having mental issues. Now here's the deal. He does sound remorseful.
Mm-hmm.
He does sound remorseful. Again, this was his blood cousin. But 30 years, I mean.
That's it.
Man.
That's it.
I mean, he might have a chance. I think he's like 27 now.
Yeah.
Even if he do the full 30, he come home, he 57.
Damn.
A long time,
It ain't
bro.
worth it. It ain't worth it. Yeah, it ain't worth it.
I mean, what do you even think about these rappers? Do you think, because you would think somebody who had a song as big as his, and this is a song that, I mean, this is going to be it's going to be played for years to come, because it's just one of them joints that, you don't play it because it's current. You play it because it's just fun and kids love it and all of that.
Yeah.
Like, you got a lot to lose. Like,
right.
Why don't you think people think before they make these moves that will change their life forever?
Ego. And not enough people play chess. Step your chess game up. We stop playing chess. I don't know. People don't think 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead. Nothing wrong with living in the moment, but at certain times you have to play chess. Life is a lot like chess. Every decision you make right now, there's 2 or 3 more things you got to think of after that too. I don't know. I think ego has a lot to do with the two. Ego is a hell of a drug. Ego is the death of man.
So you really think ego is at the front line of many of these decisions that, ultimately are changing so many of these people's lives?
If it wasn't for that, you'd be able to walk away. Ego is what keeps you there. Ego is what makes you act out. Ego is to prove a point. Some people about proving points, and that's just ego. I think to shed ego it takes a lot, or even to check your ego, or become, what we've been told, be the bigger man and just walk away and give it that 72-hour rule, 3-day rule, whatever. Let things simmer down. Some people just don't have that ability, and they act on sight. I get it, but I mean, I really don't. I mean, I don't really. It sucks. People got to deal with that. 30 years in prison, but at the same time, like, it is what it is. Like, if you were cognizant enough to make that decision, you knew it was going to come after that. So, congratulations. Good for you, man. You got what you wanted. We know what comes on. We know what comes with murder. So to partake and indulge in it, the aftertaste, you got to be able to deal with that too. It's like drinking a shot of Henny or something like that, or cognac, whatever, vodka. You do it because you want to get the feel, but the aftertaste and you know what's going to burn, you're going to be hungover, but you still want to do it though. So shout out, you got drunk. Some people get drunk on murder, you accomplish what you want to accomplish. So I don't really feel too bad about anybody who did what they wanted to do. If that's what you wanted to do, good for you, man. If that's what you wanted to do, I don't know. I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy when it comes about the killing thing. I don't know. I don't really, I have feeling for it, but I don't really, like it wouldn't hurt me to kill somebody, if I wanted to. I wouldn't lose sleep over it, and I wouldn't ask anybody else to lose sleep over me for the repercussions about what I did. I know it comes with it. I'm not going to feel bad about it, but that's just who I've become, or who I was for a very long time. During the most formidable years of my life, I was a killer, and that's it. That was all I was. So to kill to me is like, it's nothing. I'm still going to go home and eat tacos on Taco Tuesday. I'm going to be all right. I won't bat an eye. So
Yeah.
it sucks for the kids though.
It does.
Ego's a bitch. Ego's a bitch. Some people can't drop it.
Speaking of killers, right down there in Texas, Tay-K,
Yeah.
young rapper, recently sentenced to 80 years
Yep.
prison.
Yep.
He committed his first crime. They did a home invasion. I think he was 16 years old. Somebody got killed. He went on the run, cut off his ankle bracelet,
Yep.
the ankle monitor, did the song The Race, blew up.
Yep.
And while on the run, killed somebody else.
Yep. What's that if, I don't feel nothing for, it is what it is. He knew what he was doing. It was the thrill. I don't know. It was the clout, man. Clout can also be a hell of a drug too. Street cred can also be a hell of a drug. I give a shit about street cred. I don't care about that. But for some people, that's everything. Having street credibility, or just being like, hey, I got a body or whatever. Like, been there, done that. I'm good on it. 80 years, oh well. Oh well. It is what it is. Shouldn't have shot nobody.
Here's the deal, bro. This man, 16 years old, and this is the slippery slope. And I don't know how I feel, because if my
I was
family
17
member
when
was
I was
on
in
the
the
receiving
Army.
end,
Yeah.
he was a kid, like a legit kid.
And
he's
I get where you're
involved
coming
in
from.
two murders.
Yeah.
While he's a minor, and you got 80 years to sit down. Like that's.
Oh, I get it. I was 17. I was 16 when I was about to sign get parental consent, ROTC. I was passing the Navy SEAL physical fitness standard when I was 16. Scuba qualified when I was 16. I was 17 out the door learning how to kill, training how to kill. By the time I turned 18, I was in Iraq. I was still a kid too. I was a kid too. I know a lot of kids that, yeah. So, I don't know. There's kids who go to war day in and day out. So I get where you're coming from, him being a kid and a minor or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know. Back in the day, being an adult was like 14 years old. Yeshua was considered a man when he was like 14, 15, 16. I don't know. The man said 18 is the age. Boys were men before that, long before that. 18 age thing came about. I don't know. I don't really feel much for him. I don't really feel much. When it comes to stuff like that, I don't really feel anything. Like, call it cold-hearted. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really, I don't really, I don't know Tay-K. I don't know Tay-K. I know
Yeah, but
of his
I'm gonna tell you
story.
though. I'm gonna tell you, you were trained to do what you did, and you did it well, and you did it for survival.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
did it to make it home.
True.
You know, it's unfortunate that you are hailed as a hero, and in
Other
another
people
life
think I am.
you
I
would
don't
be
believe that.
hailed as a you would be labeled a serial killer
Yeah,
in a whole other life.
yeah,
Um, and it's true. You know, even as I was listening to you speak, you said, "Yo, by 18, I was in Iran." We sometimes forget that you're not even able to vote. You're not old enough to
no,
vote, but they're sending you to another country to take life or be killed.
yeah,
You know, so even when I'm hearing, and I get it, I know you're like, it might sound cold. It doesn't. It actually sounds. I empathize with you,
mm,
um, because for the same reasons that I say about take, he's a kid.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
we forget that when we're listening to your stories and the stories of so many other brave men who went overseas and did what they had to do for our freedoms. You guys were just kids.
yeah.
And you can't expect that you're not going to be changed. It will be impossible.
True, true. Yeah, yeah. That's the way that cookie
Uh,
crumbles.
yeah, very much so.